Festus, Missouri, and there's a small, I call it a snow cone factory in St. Louis, Missouri, or outside of St. Louis, Missouri. It's about an hour and a half away from my house, and I used to go there to go skiing, and that's really where I learned to ski. And then I joined the military and eventually got stationed in Germany, and I had a buddy who grew up in Michigan and was a ski racer, or a race skier, however you would say it. So that pushed me to the next level, and I got to do all the crazy things, take the jumps, take the turns fast, really hold edges, you know, fairly decent skier.
Brian was an avid skier before he got injured. He and I went actually skiing in Utah on his mid-tour leave from Iraq the first time. And I remember him laying in the hospital bed and being very upset and thinking, I mean, he had just realized he may never ski again. So it wasn't until Wounded Warrior Project told us about a program in Colorado about adaptive skiing that I saw kind of a little bit of life coming back in his eyes again. And that first ski trip was really hard because he was just learning how to mono ski, and it caused a lot of frustration for him. But by the third day, he was rocking it and he was ready to go down the mountain. And ever since then, we count down until this ski trip over the winter. And every winter, we're very excited to be here and put his skills to use and advance those skills. And I just see him come alive. I mean, it's like he was before. I see the old him come back, and he just lights up.
It was 28 July, 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, doing a routine patrol, and just driving down, I believe it was Route Cherry in Iraq, and I was the third vehicle in a convoy in the lucky winner of the IED strike, and it was a direct hit to the floorboard, and the blast pops the bottom of the Humvee and shattered my heels, and it ripped the floorboard and threw shrapnel at my right leg. So I've got shattered heels, top and bottom of my tib and fib were broke, a lot of soft tissue damage on my right leg, and then a broken wrist as well. The first kind of, oh dang thought was, I see all this was hanging down, there's blood's, you know, dripping, running out of my wrist, and then I didn't have the strength to undo the combat locks on the doors.
I got the call at 3 a.m. that he had been injured by an IED. I knew something was wrong when the phone rang because he should have been on a mission at that time, so I knew he wouldn't be calling me for any reason. And I think shock was what I was feeling, because I really couldn't say much except for okay, as his lieutenant colonel was describing what happened to him.
I was taken to Landstuhl, and that's where I start remembering things again. I came out of my drug-induced coma. The first thing I remember is a nurse ran in and handed me a phone saying it was my wife on the phone.
I remember he was cracking jokes, actually, the first time I talked to him. He kept saying there was something on his head, and I couldn't figure out what he was talking about. And I said, well, I'm gonna see you in a few days, you know, when you get to the hospital. And he said, okay, all right, that sounds good. And I said, are you excited to see me? And he goes, of course I am, silly.
And I remember, one, the great feeling of being able to speak to my wife for the first time since I'd been injured, but the, I guess, sense of joy that nurse got from being able to provide me with that. I could tell that she really cared. And I don't remember her name or her rank or anything like that. I remember how much she cared and was happy for me being able to speak to my spouse for the first time. I work for Northrop Grumman, a small company called Remote Tech, and we make bomb robots, or I guess unmanned ground vehicles would be a better way of putting it, that are used for bomb disposal, SWAT missions, EOD teams, things like that. It's something I take a lot of pride in, knowing that I'm helping to make something that's going to prevent someone from being injured the way that I was injured. It's very fulfilling in that manner. It fits nicely with my life story, I guess. It's a good time.
I just want to say thank you to the nurses and staff at Landstuhl Medical Center. Without your support, your patience, your constant updates on my wounded warrior, it really would have been a more stressful situation. And I appreciate what you've done for all of our wounded warriors, and keep doing what you're doing.
I'd like to say thank you. Just a simple thank you from the bottom of my heart. I would not be where I am today. I would not have the abilities that I've retained to this day if it weren't for the care that I received from the medical staff at Landstuhl. I'm very thankful for my time there, although it was brief, and the experiences and interactions I had with the staff of Landstuhl. So thank you very much.